Hello, my Teaserking family. I just did a football video on preparing for 2022, what to look for, and how do we find our teams to bet on, and how to make our money. So that I did, but I want to do a separate another video on what's going on in the Ukraine, the gold, the inflation, baseball cards, and stuff. So first in the Ukraine, it's a shame. I have a friend there, and she's hiding in her bathroom. It's just really terrible. Um, she can't get out, can't get to Poland. It's too far away. And she basically, is just trying to gets a little bit of money out of the ATM, goes and buys groceries, and just tries to survive. And I just hope it ends quickly so she can at least keep buying and keep. She can't work. So right now it's just very difficult and very stressful for her. So hopefully she'll be okay. I don't get what Putin's doing. I get it. I thought it was for the natural gas pipeline. I know he wants to get the Soviet Union back, but it's a very sad thing that he needs to go to war. I don't think it'll be a nuclear war. I just think it's just he's trying to get it back. Somebody, I don't know if they'll take him out or what, but they need to. I got friends in Romania who are getting scared, going because it's a border country, and Poland and Hungary. It's just a very scary time, and I don't get it. They're not the enemy. I mean, everybody knew Hitler was the enemy. He was trying to take over the world, but Ukraine's just sitting there. They're not the enemy to Russia. So why are they invading them? It's just amazing. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much on that. It's a touchy subject, but I do wish and pray that my friend gets okay and everybody in the Ukraine survives and Russia stops this soon. And just, I don't know, whatever he's doing, it just, my thought is I'm a big Money Heist fan, as you know, and I get the professor in Tokyo on my Instagram. And I tell them, okay, first give the red jumpsuits out, and then you guys need to go rob Putin's gold and do what you did with Spain, with the gold in Spain, and say, okay, we're holding it hostage. You get out of there and let these people live, and we'll give you the copper as gold, and that's it. So we need the professor to do that and do get Putin's gold in order for him to stop the war. So that's about what I feel like they needed to do. Enough about that. So let's talk gold and baseball cards. So a few interesting stories on gold today. I'm sitting in the hot tub at the health club after swimming. I swim a lot and I like the water. I'm a Pisces. So somehow the subject of gold comes up, and this guy, I don't have any. And I just start laughing, going, "Oh, okay, fine. If you think the U.S. dollar is going to hold its value, then you're fine. But it's not going to. They print, and it's going to lose its value." And so he's telling me I don't have any, and I'm like going, and I'm trying to convince him. And what I'm thinking is, it's amazing how people just don't get it and just won't listen. I'm explaining it now. I have a master's in economics as well as finance, and obviously I'm very good in depth at analyzing the football games and things like that. So you're trying to explain that the dollar is going to be devalued and gold will go up because it's correlated, right? It just takes more dollars to buy the gold. I says, you can't lose. It's basically a lock that gold's going to go up. It's going to protect you. And he's like, I don't own any of it. And then he gets off on tangents, and I'm just laughing. Then later on, I go to this store for gold and silver, and the guy doesn't have any gold, and he just buys silver, doesn't sell it. And I'm thinking, you remind me of when I would I was in the 90s. I was into the sports cards, and we'd go to the show every other weekend. There'd be two major shows in Detroit, and we'd go to one, and then the other was 2 weeks later, and we'd buy our baseball cards and hockey cards and everything. And the one thing, now keep in mind, I'm very knowledgeable about watching perception and what's going on and understanding. And it dawned on me, you're far better off being a dealer than you are being a buyer. Why? Because when you're a buyer, you go to the dealer, he has a Brett Favre card or a Dan Marino card, and it books for $50. You're going to pay him $40. As a dealer, I get the guy that comes to my table, and I can cry wolf and give him $20 for the same. On one hand, I'm shopping, so I look at what I want. Where I'm the dealer, I'm at the mercy that the guy brings me the cards that I want to buy. That's the only difference, but I get them much cheaper. So that's what's happening. So when I'm at the silver store, it takes me back to that. And the guy, so some lady comes in with some silver. He says, well, I'll do 85% of spot. So spot's $25. He's selling. I just paid $33 for silver from my coin guy in Detroit, which I thought was a good price, $33. I know it's a $200-300 thing. So I paid $33, and here he's buying it for $20. Now, the fact he's a gold and silver store, he's only going to get gold and silver in. He's not going to get, like if I'm at a baseball card and I'm the dealer, I'm going to get a bunch of crap. I'm not going to get the Marino card. I'm going to get, who knows? Maybe I'll get a Marino, or Barry Sanders, but who knows? So that's the difference. He's just gold and silver. So this lady brings in silver, and so he's buying it. But he says, so I said, well, do you have any silver coins I can buy? And he's like, I only buy, I don't sell. Now, to his credit, I understand that, and I don't think I don't know how he survives, but I don't know that I'd want to sell either. I'm only looking to buy. So again, as the dealer, I got to hope somebody comes in. As the buyer, I got to pay more, but I can just call up my guy in Detroit and say, give me 40 ounces of silver, and he FedExes it to me. And it's beautiful. I only paid $15 for FedEx, and he takes PayPal. So I just bought some gold and silver and my PayPal, and $15 for shipping later, and I had a couple ounces of gold and a couple ounces of silver. Which brings me to the next point. How do I get rid of the gold and silver when I want to get rid of it? And this is where it correlates to baseball cards. As we've talked on the show, somebody had a Tom Brady rookie card. It was worth $30,000. He was excited about it. And I was excited for him. I'm happy for him. How do you get rid of that? Is there any difference between getting rid of your Tom Brady rookie cards, your Michael Jordan cards, your Mickey Mantle cards, and getting rid of the gold and the silver? So this is where the title is gold and baseball cards. So why are they afraid of owning gold, or how can they not get it? Or what is it that they're missing about gold that is so obvious to me that it's a $30,000 an ounce asset that's selling for $1,800. Nobody wants to buy it until it starts hitting 20, and then everybody will run to buy it. And isn't that funny how as it starts going up, then you want it? Like you don't want to, I better get it now before it goes higher or before I can't get it. So once you think you can't get it is when you want to buy it and go, I got some, no matter what the price. It's weird, the psychology, because my friend Nick, who's always on here, asked that question. Well, when it goes up, am I going to be able to sell it? And how do I sell it? Well, it's the same as the Mickey Mantle card. You got a Mickey Mantle rookie card, and it's now worth 700,000, a million, depending on the grade. How do you get rid of that? Yeah, it has a great value. You have the card; it's worth a lot. How do I get rid of it? How is it? So, what you really need is sort of like a stock market. How can you get rid of your stock? You just go on E-Trade and you sell it. You go, oh, I got 700 shares of this Microsoft. I want to sell it. There's a guy who buys it automatically, and you've sold it. And you're done. I've sold my stock. It's very easy to buy and sell, which is why I believe so many people are in the market, because it's a very liquid thing to get in and out of. Where baseball cards slash art slash gold and silver, how do I sell it? If it goes up, how do I sell it? How do you sell the Tom Brady card that you paid $2,000 that's now a 10 and it's now worth 30 grand because he won 85 Super Bowls? How do you sell that? Well, same thing. You go on an eBay. You might go to a card show. You might go to, you might be a dealer. If you want to sell your gold, maybe you go to a card show. Nick was going to one, I think, in New Jersey, a big card show. I'm curious how he did. I think weekend or last weekend. There was a card show in Atlanta. One of my customers was telling me about a couple weeks ago. So there are card shows. If you really want to sell, set up a table and bring your Tom Brady's and your Mantles and your gold and say, here it is. I want spot for it. So the $30,000 Brady says, I want $30,000 for it because I'm the dealer, I'm the seller, and that's what you're going to buy it. Pay me. And if you see one and it's 30, then you go, I'll give you 25 for it. I pay 85, 90% for it. The first time I understood that concept, I was a bookie and in Detroit, and the boxer, Tommy Hearns, was fighting Sugar Ray Leonard. So the line was, I don't know, minus $2 on Leonard, plus 120, let's say, on Hearns. It might have been higher because we're in Detroit. So let's say Hearns might have been the favorite. So if you wanted to bet on, I think this is what it was. So if you wanted to bet on Hearns, you laid like 150. And Leonard, you got like 110 or 120. But as the bookie, I didn't have to lay the 150 on Hearns. I got the even money because I was booking the bet. So you had to lay 150. I got it even money. So that's what I'm learning about. So it's always better. This is why the house wins in Vegas, because they're not laying the odds, they're getting the odds. And therefore, so if you want to buy gold, if you're the house, then you want to buy gold at 85% of spot, which isn't real anyway. But okay, spot's 25. It's really 200, but okay, spot's 25 because it's price fixed in COMEX, and you want to buy it for 20 and you're selling it for 33. So you got a nice little gap there. But he doesn't want to sell it at 33 because he thinks it's going to go higher, but he wants to buy it. So my immediate thought is we should all set up little silver and coin shops to buy silver and gold at 85% of spot, because in order for us to buy it, we got to pay over spot, right? I remember Nick saying it was $23. I had to pay 27. But if we're a store and we're buying it from the public who needs money, the lady goes, I need money. And she took she was selling them for like $20 a thing. I was ready. Had I known, I would have pulled her aside and said, I'll tell you what, lady, I'll give you a spot. I'll give you the 25 for him. Instead of this guy's only going to give you 20. If this guy gives you 20, hold on to him. I'll give you 25. And I would have gladly paid spot for them. But you can see you're the house. You have that huge, you don't have to buy it for 33. You're buying it for 25. So I think we should all open up stores and say, well, we'll buy silver and gold and I'll pay a spot for it. And all these people with it who need money, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger as inflation is bigger and bigger. You can see it now. These people are freaking out. I'll take $20 for my $33 silver, which is going to be worth $300, $400 in about a year, but I'm going to sell it to you now for 20 because I need the money. And that's what's happening. So the poor people are starting to feel the gas crunch and the inflation and everything else. And that's why we want to buy gold and silver. And that gets me back to my beginner in the hot tub where I don't own any gold. And I'm looking at the guy like he's on drugs. Like, okay, so your dollar's devaluing because they're printing a lot of it. It's like Topps baseball cards. And this guy, you couldn't convince, no matter what the argument, he'd go to a different argument. That's when you really get in trouble with people. Like, I can tell you it's going to be devalued and you understand it. I believe you do. I see your comments. And when you get somebody that keeps fighting with you, taking you down a different path and a different path, you just throw your hands up and say, okay, don't buy gold, but in 6 months' time when the dollar goes out, see, the dollar is the lead currency, so they can keep printing it. Well, it's not going to be the lead currency. Russia and China already don't want it and deal in euro. And the reason people say, well, the U.S. will have it is because the oil is valued in dollars. Well, it's not hard for the oil to be switched to euros. It's not that difficult for them to say, you know what, I'm not going to pay you in dollars anymore. I'm going to pay it in euros. And gold can be valued in anything. It's not really, doesn't have to be dollars. In fact, there is you can switch it to euros and see the value of gold and silver in euros versus dollars versus yen versus whatever. So anyway, if you start trying to converse with somebody and they keep changing the path, you just quit. So I'm trying to, then he asked me about, is gold taxed? Like, there's capital gains tax. And see, I'm very quick. I go, no, there's no tax. You do not get taxed. And this is the beauty of it. You buy a stock, it's public. They give the 1099 or whatever they give, and the government knows you made 10 grand on your stocks. And then you got to report it on your income tax and pay taxes on it. On baseball cards and gold, you don't do it. And don't tell anybody, but they don't know what you bought it for, so they can't, there's no account you've set up. So when I go to the baseball card show, I give the guy $100, I get a Tom Brady rookie card. It's done. There's no documentation I'm filling out that says I own it. So nobody knows I own it. There's no documentation when I sell it. Maybe an eBay auction, but they don't know what I bought it for, so you don't know what my gain is. Same thing with gold. I go to the gold shop. There's no transaction. It's here's cash, here's gold. Thank you very much. Nobody knows I have it. Nobody knows what I bought it for. And when I go sell it, I'm going back to the coin shop, or I'm going on eBay, or I'm going to be a seller at a coin store, a coin, what do you call it? Trade show. And I'll be the seller there, and I'll sell it at spot or whatever everybody else is selling it at. So when gold hits $10,000, I ain't going to bring it to the guy's store and get 85% of the spot. I'm going to either have my own store. I'll just sell it on eBay at 100% of spot. So that's why you go on eBay. But think about it. That's how you get rid of your Brady card, right? Okay, you want to sell your Brady card. What do? Well, you don't go to a trade show and sell it to a dealer who's going to give you 85, 90% of it. Maybe you do. If you bought it for 100, it's worth 30 grand. Like the $30,000 Brady card, one of our friends was talking about on here. If you paid $100 and okay, I'm going to get 27,000 from a card show, but I'm going to get the money. Absolutely. I mean, you don't care. Or you go on eBay and you get hopefully 30 grand. You don't know what you're going to get in the auction. That's why there's three ways on eBay. There's the buy it now. There's you put a price in and they say yes or no, or you have the auction. I think for a Brady card like that, I would put it at best price. And I would put it at 40 grand and let somebody make me an offer. And they see the 40 grand, they think that's what it's worth. And maybe they offer you 35. They think they're getting a deal. You're happy as hell. But in the auction, you could get screwed. I mean, it might not get up to 35. The buy it now is kind of like buy it at this price, but you could be low on the buy it now. You could put 40 grand you put a high figure and then you might get the 40 grand, but in a buy it now, you're probably putting it at 30 and then somebody might say 25, or they might buy it now, or it doesn't get bought because there's no flexibility. They don't think they're getting a deal. The auction, it depends how many people are watching it at the time and how high they want to go. Depending on the card. A Mantle, yeah, probably I'd auction it and I'd have a high reserve. But I think the best way is to put that price in and let them say if they want to buy it or not, or make me an offer. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but that's I think how I'd sell these heavy duty cards. And that's what I would do to sell it. And then when you get the money, and you don't take credit card, you take a PayPal or some cashier's check, whatever, then you release the card. So you never have problems selling on eBay because you get the money and you don't release the card till you get the money. So you can't get screwed, I don't believe. I don't know what you do with these really high. You got a Jordan rookie for $1 million. I'd probably take that to Sotheby's and auction it off. But then you got to pay them 10% or whatever. But I'm sure you got to pay eBay a percentage also. So I might do that, but let's all have that problem. I got $1 million card to sell, and let me worry about it. So that's really what what we're talking about. Why do I buy gold? Is it going to be like the Brady? It is. It's going to be 30,000, but because it's COMEX and it's price fixed, it's not getting that value. So you're still getting a very good, like silver. $25 is a joke. Now, Howard, why isn't it more? Why is it still 25? Why don't they just keep price fixing it and it'll never go higher? Excellent point. I agree 1,000%, except for eventually the shit hits the fan. So you've got a war, you've got high inflation, everything else. Believe me, there's a whole lot more demand than you're seeing. And you see it in these stocks and all these other things related to oil prices. Oil prices go up 20. It's not price fixed. Gold and silver are price fixed. So that means they're not at the real value. And again, they're being kept down. Now, I don't know. I got to do does the central banks buy silver too? Somebody's buying silver at this price. I got to do more research, and I apologize for that. Just like gold. Putin's got 3,000 tons at least of gold, so he's not worried about the war. The Chinese also have 3,000 tons. So, again, that's what they're doing because they know the dollars are going to devalue, because that's what happens with dollars that are not backed by anything. So that's your economics lesson is, why do I own gold? It's to protect from the dollar losing the value. Now, if you don't have a lot of money, I mean, I spent $5,000 and I got 2.5 ounces and 20 ounces of silver. The silver was $33 an ounce and the gold was $19.50 for 2 ounces. I got maple leafs, and then I got a half ounce was another $500, $600. So, I mean, it was $5,000. But if you look at it, the 5,000 is going to go down in value, right? So you got 5,000 in your bank account, you're not getting interest. It's going to go down to 2,000. But the gold, even though it's really not going up now, is going to explode up. It's the Tom Brady rookie card, and you can ask me when. I can't answer an exact date, just like you can't answer the date. Will the Jordan rookie card go to 2 million? Probably, but I can't give you a date. I can't say, September 3rd, it's going to be $2 million. But I would say his rookie card's going to go to 2 million. The Brady card already hit 1 million. The one that there was an autographed 100 count rookie card. The rest of the rookie cards, the $30,000 one will go to $100,000. I don't know. I can't tell you when, but I can tell you it will go to $100,000. And then the beauty of gold and the beauty of baseball cards, there's no tax on it. You don't pay sales tax on it, and you don't pay capital gains tax or tax on it. So when I got money in stocks, when I sell the money, it's in an IRA. So if I were to sell $10,000 and take it, and then buy 5 ounces of gold with it, I would be taxed on the 10,000 as income, and I'd have to pay $1,000 more when I do my tax return, because I've now got 10,000 in income. Although I don't know how it's income, but not the gold, not the baseball card. So there's a little advantage to it that you have that there. So once you have that, so it's not a taxable item. It's not going to go, oh, I got $80,000. I got 30,000 for the Brady card. I got to add it to my tax return. Or I got gold and now it's 30,000 and I sold an ounce. You don't add it to, it's not taxable. So that's another little hidden gem in it. And there's no sales tax to buy it. So keep that in mind. Those are the big differences. So again, you sell it like you're going to sell a baseball card. How do you sell the card? You go to a show, or you go on eBay or any auction site and auction it off. And there's always people wanting to buy a Mantle card, a Brady card, a Michael Jordan card, Barry Sanders, a lot of these cards, Mahomes, Burrow. That's why I tell you to go after the stars, because people want to buy those. People want to get out of their dollars because they know they're being devalued. So this guy in the hot tub sitting on, he says, I'm very comfortable. I wasn't going to ask him how much. I just said, do you have money? He says, yeah, I'm comfortable. And I'm sitting there going, well, why would you keep it in dollars? Who would keep their money in US dollars? It's going to go to crap. I mean, it's not hard to understand that concept, I don't believe. Please let me know if you don't get it, or if you want to, have a conversation about why I don't think my US dollars will lose value. And the reason I say it will, to be very simple, as you print, the more you print, the less it's worth. Topps baseball. How many, if you print a lot of Topps cards, they don't have a lot of value. That's why, like an Upper Deck or Score in the 90s, they don't have a lot of value, because they printed a lot. But as soon as they started numbering the cards, a 25 count, a 50 count, those are the cards that have value. The refractors have value because they're very limited. And the less there are, more people chase less because there's less, because they're very limited. So people want limited because they know they're going to go up in value. It's very obvious. Oh, they only made 50. I want to buy that because because as soon as there's 51 people who want it, it goes up in value. You don't need, that's not a lot of people. Topps, like the US dollar, there's so much of it out there that it loses value. There's not as many people that want it. And now with gold, with now Bitcoin, the problem with Bitcoin is, on one hand, it's limited to 21 million, maybe. On the other hand, what is it? We don't know. I noticed the Russians who had all this money were buying Bitcoin, and it went way up in the beginning, and now it's coming way down. And I think the reason is they really want to buy gold. So they move their money to get it out of the bank into Bitcoin, and now they're selling their Bitcoin to buy gold. Now they're able to buy the gold. But I think that's what happened, because you saw Bitcoin go way up. Now gold keeps going up. People are buying that. And it's really very simple. I mean, it's the best asset. It's the real money, and it's something that not necessarily you're going to go into a restaurant and pay with gold, but you probably could. If I was the owner of the restaurant, you bought a hamburger and you wanted to give me 1/10 of an ounce of gold worth $250 to pay for your meal, I'd be I'd be hysterical, or grocery store, or anything. So yeah, I don't think that would be too much of a problem. But a Bitcoin, how do I take it? I don't have a Bitcoin account. I can't accept it. And I don't know what the value of the Bitcoin is. So because I don't know what a Bitcoin is, I know it's an electronic thing and it's being bid on. So if there's more people, I want to get out of the US dollar, I'm buying Bitcoin. That's what it is. I get that. It's a very good concept. As an economist, I understand why you want to get into Bitcoin, but you've got to understand money. It's got to be accepted. and people don't accept it. Now, gold in the Brady card, people accept it and bid on it, and that's why they have the value. Will Bitcoin have the value and hold the value? Will there be another crypto that comes out that hurts that value? I would assume yes. I mean, but in my world, I'd rather have the gold or the mantle card because people have demand for it. I can put it in on eBay and get full value for it 99% of the time. I still think we should all open up silver shops and buy silver from people and pay them 85% of spot. I'd be doing that all day. Oh, you want to? Okay, yeah, I'll give you more. I'll give you 100% spot because it's going to cost me $33 to buy a $25 silver coin, silver ounce. But if you come in with it, I'll be happy to give you 25. I'll buy it that way. It would be even better. So it's just funny. The guy owns a store and he says, I don't sell, I only buy. And I'm like, how do you pay rent? How do you pay rent if you only buy silver? I don't get it. Where's your income? Because you don't have income. You only have expense. I'm giving you money for the silver. Well, where do you get the money to pay rent and to pay yourself? Or do you have all this money to pay the rent with and you're just accumulating silver? That's my only thing. And I don't think I'd have a store, although he needs a store for people to come in and say, here's my silver. But I was this close to grabbing the lady and just going, he's like, I'll give you 20 because it's a 25. And I was this close to yelling into the room going, I'll give you 22, lady. I'll give you 22 for your coins. Had I known that's what she was doing, I would have caught her before she went in and said, I'll give you $2 more than he offers you for silver coins. The rest of it I don't want because I'm not going to melt. I just want the silver. But why? Because we know it's going to go up in value. We know silver is gone. It's a $200, $300, $400 item. We know gold's going up. We know it's being kept down, and it's like the Chevy Chase movie, Vegas Vacation. He's got his finger in the dam, and then something else split, and then he's got more fingers and gum, and eventually it breaks through. Well, that's what's happening. You can only hold it down so long until there's just too much demand for it, and there's huge demand for gold. Don't let the price kid you, and then look at the price is already up to 1970. I mean, again, this is a $15,000, $20,000 item easily. When you look at how much is printed and you look at what other item, look at oil go up. If oil was also price fixed, oil would still be $50 a barrel, but it's not. So if oil runs like that, believe me, gold's running like that too. And for it to go, it was just 1800, and now it's 1970. It went up 170. I'm noticing the gold stock, my new mining it was down in the 50s. Now it's 75 again. I don't know what to do with the gold stock because I'm waiting for the stocks to fall. And believe me, all the stocks are falling except for the Apples, the Googles. So that's holding the average. So it looks like, but really all the other stocks are tumbling. So my advice, and I need help because I get too frustrated. I try to teach you what to do, right? How to protect yourself. That's the whole point of this course. I'm not making money. Nobody's paying me. It's to help you. So I get frustrated when I go to help my fellows at work or people and they don't listen. Like this one guy's got his money in stocks and I says, you better sell your stocks and go buy gold. Well, the stocks will drop, but they'll come back. And I go, no, not this time. The stocks are going to drop. They're not coming back because of huge inflation, and it's going to cause a lot of unemployment because people won't be like cars. Inflation's high, so food's up. Who's going to buy a car? Nobody's buying a car. Nobody's buying a new car. It's too expensive. I don't have extra money to go get a $500-$600 a month car payment for 4 years because my rents, my food, my gas has gone up $1. I don't have the money. I'm not going to buy it. So what do you think is going to happen to the car industry? So if you're in stocks, short GM and Ford and Toyota and all these companies because their sales are going to go down. And of course, what happens when sales drop in a stock, the stock drops. So you don't want to be in that. So this is my point. That's going to cause unemployment because I'm not selling. If I can't sell cars, I can't employ people. I need people to build cars, but if the cars aren't selling, I don't need to build anymore because I got them out there, but nobody's buying them. And that's an expensive item. Housing, be careful with housing. I know they tell you to buy property as an asset, and so therefore it'll protect your money. See, everybody, this is why I don't understand why people have $100,000 in the bank. I mean, you've got to be out of your mind because the $100,000 in the bank is going to be worth 60, 50,000 in a year because the value of the dollar keeps dropping. But if you hold gold, you have $100,000 in gold, it's going to be worth 300,000-400,000. So you got $100,000. So let's say you got $100,000 dollar and $100,000 gold in 2 years. This is down to 40,000. This is up to 400,000. Now somebody has to explain why I'd want to keep my money here instead of here. As we just talked, oh, geez, how do I get rid of my gold? You go to a gold store, but he's going to give you 85, 90%. But if you're in at 1,800 and it's at 40,000, I'll take 39,000. I'm happy. You can go to a trade show and be the dealer and sell it. Or you can go on eBay and have an auction or Sotheby's and not worry about it. When you get the money, you release the gold. And that's very simple. I'm not giving you the gold till I get my 40,000. I got it, fine. And it probably won't even be in dollars. The U.S. currency is going to fold, and therefore it'll be the new currency. And that's the beauty of gold, right? You hold dollars and it goes to zero. Now, the argument the guy had today was, well, it's not going to go to zero. And my argument was, you keep printing it, eventually nobody's going to want. See, it's not that it really goes to zero, it's nobody wants it. You printed too much dollars, I don't want it. Right now, because of these foreign people, like you sell your euros for dollars, you sell your Swiss francs for dollars, your hryvnias, your rubles, you sell them for dollars, but eventually nobody's going to want the dollar. So what are you going to do with it? You're going to nobody's going to want the dollar, so it won't have a value anymore. That's what happens. It's just the only reason it's there is because people want it. Because I can go to Target and I can give them $20 and they're going to give me goods and services, right? They'll give me Coke and they'll give me chips and hamburgers and whatever else, and I give them the currency. If the currency isn't worth anything, we need a new currency. That's what happened to Germany in the 1930s. They were papering their house with Deutschmarks because they were printing. The Germans printed billions of Deutschmarks every day, but they were worthless because the more they printed, the less they're worth. They put it as wallpaper because they said, this is ridiculous. I don't have a value. Nobody wanted it. So then they came out with new marks, and that's what happened. And that's what'll happen. So it's not like we won't have money. You always have had money since the history of time. It's just you'll have new money. And you can see with gold, if you watch Money Heist, and even if you didn't, even as far back as you wanted, the Romans, the Spanish, the Aztecs, they all went after gold. And then, like what they said in the show, well, where does the Spanish have their gold? On the bottom of the ocean, because it's gold. You can't get rid of it. It will never break down. It's indestructible. That's the beauty of it, and it's very beautiful coin. So it's just the color. It's indestructible. Everything else. So you can leave it on the bottom of the ocean, and so that's the point of it. You can do that with gold, and so it's been around forever. So when I hear the person doesn't have any gold, but he's got dollars, obviously he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. And this is what I fight is to teach. Is to get the person, to get the light going on. Now, I used to teach my daughter's softball team. and they'd be first and second graders at one time. And I would teach them how to hit and how to throw and how to catch. And I felt responsible if they didn't learn. The girl still doesn't know how to throw. I said, she doesn't get it. I need to come up with a different way so she understands. I blame myself. I'm the coach. I'm the teacher. I got to explain it. And so when I meet a guy like this, I go, okay, he's not getting it. I got to come up with a different way to explain the value of the dollar will drop, but the gold will go up. I was just listening to a guy on YouTube. I listen to a lot of economists. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. Some do. And the guy said there was this thing in California, and somebody was offered $20, a $20 bill or an ounce of gold. And they offered it to, I don't know, 20, 30 people. And all of them chose the $20 bill over the ounce of gold. And the ounce of gold at the time was $1,800 an ounce versus a $20 bill. And everybody took the $20 bill. And you're just like, okay, what am I fighting here? I mean, this is unbelievably how stupid these people are, that they'd rather have something worth 20 going to 10 as opposed to something worth 18. First of all, it shouldn't even be a decision. It's 1,800 versus 20. I mean, who would take $20 when you could have 1,800? But the fact that it can only go, look, it went from 1,800 to 1970. It used to be 35, and then it used to be 1,000, and it dips a little and goes up. But, if that's your problem with gold is how do I sell it? I just told you, go on eBay, go to a trade show, or worst case, you go to a coin shop and you get a little bit under spot. But again, spot will correct. So you're not really buying it today to sell it tomorrow like you would, like Microsoft. You might buy it tomorrow or Monday, whatever it's at, $110. I know it's not there, but. And then it goes to 115 and you sell it. You bought 1,000 shares, you sold it. Okay. Boom, boom. I just made that, 1,000 times 5. I just made $5,000. I'm a happy boy. That's not why you buy gold. Gold's protection from the dollar losing its value because the dollar's not pegged to anything. Now, the kicker of kickers is the new currency that they're going to come out with. So in other words, in the 1930s, the Germans had Deutschmarks. They wallpapered their house. They needed the wheelbarrow to buy milk and cookies. What did they do? They came out with new dollars. So that's what's going to happen here. So the U.S. dollar will go away and there'll be a new U.S. dollar. Okay, so don't, understand that. But this new dollar will probably have some gold to back it for protection, for belief, for everything else, because the people aren't stupid. So they're going to want to have a little bit of gold back, maybe 10%, maybe 20%, which is going to make the value of the gold go up to the roof because you'll need enough gold. So you're going to have to value it higher because there's only so much gold. Gold's very limited. So the value of it will go up even higher as they come out with this new currency. So don't kid yourself. I believe, my opinion here. Now, normally when I'm talking to you in fact, right? Inflation is fact. It's not my guess. Gold is a fact. It's not my guess. But this is a guess. This is my opinion as I'm talking football. When I tell you to lock Ohio State, Utah over, that's my opinion, but it's a pretty freaking good opinion, and it wins. And that's what I'm telling you here. Pretty much, I think that they're trying to do this thing called a reset and blow up the current way we do money. That's why Biden goes with these $2, $3, $4 trillion spending packages. That's why the Fed's printing and printing and printing. They basically want to blow it up. And they need to get to the point of this inflation being so high that they blow it up and come out with this new digital currency so they can track us. Howard just went to the grocery store and spent $200 on groceries. I see it right here on his digital thing. That's why they don't want us to buy gold, because gold's hidden, silver's hidden. That's why I want to buy gold and silver. Plus, the value of it will go through the roof. And part of it will be gold and silver backed. And so that will go up tremendously from doing that. But that's really what's all. There's always currency. It used to be tulips in Holland, used to be currency. Rocks, pebbles. I mean, eventually money. And then what's money? Again, the more, if you print it, it's money. So again, that's what happens with it. So that's what's going on. So you want to, it's a protection, but at some point, as I said to the guy with the Brady rookie card, he's got the Brady rookie card and it's worth 30 grand. I said, well, what did you spend on it? Probably spent $200-300. I bought mine. I got the Brady rookie card that's worth his 30 as a refractor. That's worth 70 or 80 at least, if not 100. I think I paid $50 for it at a card show in 2001 or 2002, after he had already won a couple of Super Bowls. I was looking for his rookie cards, and I stumbled on this Bowman Chrome or Topps Chrome. It's a pretty beautiful card, but it was a refractor, so maybe I paid 100 for it, but it's worth maybe 70, 80 grand. It's certainly a 10. It's a beautiful card. The corners are sharp as hell. There's no centering issues, and the picture's perfect. So I'm not really worried about the card not being a 10. So therefore, I'm not really worried that it's probably 80, 90 grand, but I didn't pay that for it. But at the time I bought it, I didn't know it'd be worth that much. I just liked the card because it was a very pretty card, and it was Tom Brady, and it was a rookie, and he'd already won 2 Super Bowls, and I could see the way he was playing. So I said, well, this will probably go up a little bit. Maybe it'll be worth 500 or 1,000. But I couldn't tell you that it would be worth 80 now. That's how it is with gold. I can't tell you it's going to be 50,000 an ounce, but I think it will be. But I can't tell you the date. Just like I couldn't tell you the date when the Brady card went to 50 grand or 80 grand, or the Jordan card went to $1 million. It was 30,000, and then it went to 500,000, 700,000, $1 million. But it was 30 grand 6 months earlier, I think. So you can't say, all I can say is gold will be worth 50,000 an ounce. I can't tell you when. I'm hoping in the next year or two. Now, again, it's a doom and gloom. Well, it's not really doom and gloom. It just means that our currency went to hell. But that's okay. It always happens. The euro will go to hell. The Swiss will go to hell. The London, the British pound will go to hell. They'll all go to hell because they're being printed without backing. So they're just printing, and then people will get aggravated, and then they're going to lose the value, and they're not going to want it. Something else will come up that they'll want. And they were hoping it would be Bitcoin, but Bitcoin isn't money, really. It's just like it's like a Tom Brady card, basically. It's being bid up. So think of Bitcoin as a Tom Brady card. It's being bid up, but until you sell it, you got to get dollars for it. And it's just an easier, the difference is you got to go to eBay to sell your Brady card, or a trade show, as saying, here's a PSA 10 Tom Brady card's worth 30 grand. You go to the dealer, say, I want 30 grand for it. He'll snap it up in a minute, and he'll give you 30 grand for that. Or a card, Jordan, in a heartbeat. He'll give you the fair value. But Bitcoin's different because it's the Brady card, but you can just sell it right away. And you could sell it. Now, I don't know. I don't deal in Bitcoin, so I don't know. Then, okay, I want to sell this Bitcoin. It's now worth 50,000. How do you get the 50,000? Like, it comes back in your wallet. It says Teaserking's got 1 Bitcoin. Okay, how do I get my money out? This part's not clear to me. How do I sell it, and then how do I get the money? Where I know I can take Jordan to an auction or to a trade show, and the dealer will give me money for it. And that's the problem, though. When you're dealing with $1 million, you got to probably go to an auction house, because I don't know how what are you going to do? You're going to trust the dealer to give you a check for $100,000, maybe a cashier's check, or PayPal, I guess. But I mean, what are you going to do? So that's the point. But that's the question asked, right? Gold equals Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Mickey Mantle. How do I get rid of those? Is the same way you get rid of gold. And the question asked by my friend Nick, well, when it goes up, will I be able to sell it? Well, could you sell your Brady card when it goes up, your Jordan, your Mantle? Of course, people love it. They want it. That's why the price is going up. So what causes the price to go up is the demand. So therefore, not a problem to get rid of it. People will buy it. Believe me, a lot of people will buy the gold in a heartbeat. I don't get. Like, I think more in Europe and India, they will buy gold. My girlfriend's in the Ukraine, and I gave her some gold, and I said, if it becomes life or death, use the gold. And I guarantee you, if she would to give the ounce of gold to the soldier who was about to shoot her and say, please don't shoot me, I have gold, and I can get you more if you don't shoot me and get me out of here, he wouldn't shoot her and get her out, because I know the Russians love gold and they love money more than anything. So that would save her life. And if it came to that, I'd be happy. I told her I just bought more for us, and that's it. Like, don't be afraid to sell it. I got more, so we can, we'll have more. Gold is the absolute equalizer. No matter what, 99.5% of the people will take gold. I don't know why you'd want dollars over gold when the reason is you just don't understand it. But I think in Europe they understand it, especially what happened with the Nazis and everything with the dollar there. I think they understand gold is the savior very much, but it'll save you much more than anything else. So all I can say is you have to trust me like you trust me on my football picks. I don't let you down in my picks. Sometimes they lose because we don't have enough information. It's too early. But when I give you the locks at the end and I give you Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, I didn't let you down. I was there. And you got to give me the same trust with this gold. It's a matter of time, but as the Brady card's 30 grand, it's probably 50 grand now. Gold will be 50 grand. It's just, I can't give you a date. Just as I can't give you a date when the Brady card's going to go to 50 grand and then go to 100 grand. I can't give you the date, but we know it's going to go there. And it might take a year, it might take 3 years, but eventually the Brady goes. Now, how much correlation is the Brady card going to be to go up? Like, does the US dollar have to collapse and this new dollar come out? But the card will have the value, right? So if the Brady is worth 30,000 US dollars, and then the dollar goes down, the Brady card goes up. Now we switch currencies. Now you have to revalue the Brady card. So whatever the currency's worth, so if let's say you had 20,000 US dollars, now there's a new dollar and it comes out and it's worth, the 20,000 buys you 10,000 of the new currency. Well, the Brady card then gets valued at maybe 20,000 of the new currency. But the Brady card will always hold the value because it's an asset. And that's what you're looking at. That's gold, that's silver. The difference is Brady is at market. That's what the free market is. The market's bidding on the Brady card. This is what we demand. Here's the supply. He's got a Brady card. We want it. We'll give you this. It gets bid up because there's more people who want it. And there's only a few that are PSA 10s. And so the more people want it, the price goes up. Gold will do the same once. But the problem is gold's fixed because everybody wants it. So more people want it. They keep the price down artificially. But even that is, it's 18, now it's 19. They're trying to keep the price down so people can buy it cheap. But you've got to realize gold is the $30,000 Brady card. And just as you get rid of your sports cards, you get rid of your gold and silver. It's the same thing. So I had that correlation today sitting at that store going, this is why people are afraid to buy gold. My friend Nick said the same. How do I get rid of it? How do I sell it? He buys silver, which is a great investment because silver is so cheap. Silver at 25 an ounce is like buying an 87 Flair Jordan card, PSA 10, which is worth about $40,000 now, for $10. I mean, it's buy as many as you can. But when the price is kept down artificially, you just see the Jordan card at $20, and you're like, shit, why isn't this? Yeah. So it doesn't make, until you see the price go up, you don't get why it's so cheap. And that's all I'm trying to tell you about silver and gold. It's so much higher than what its real value is. Now, believe me, I'm doing this to help everybody. Gold and silver are real money, and the new currency will be priced in it, and it will go through the roof soon. Once, right now, Putin wants it cheap for his war. China wants it cheap for their war. So that's why it's cheap. It's really being controlled, but eventually they won't. They'll want the price to go up, and when it goes, it's going to go. It's going to run, and you'll wish you got it now, because once it hits $5,000, you're going to go shit. And I'm looking at my Newmont mining stock. The thing jumped. It was 58, 59, goes up to 63, 64, and then boom, goes through the 60s, and now it's 75. Just in a week, it goes up 10 points, and you're going, I would have bought it at 62. That's what you're looking at with gold. I wish I would have bought it at 1,800. Now it's 1,950. It's going to cost you $2,050 to buy it now, and soon it'll be more, and eventually it's going to be 10, 20 grand. You're going, shit, I wish I would have bought it at 18, 1,900. And there's nothing you can do. You can't, it's not going to go back. If it hits 10, okay, the Brady card's 30 grand. It's not going to go down to 2,000. It's 30 grand going on up. It's Tom Brady. The Lamar Jackson card might go down because he's not going to win a Super Bowl. He won one playoff game. They figured him out. He's not a winner. Mahomes' cards should probably go up. This Joe Burrow cards will probably go up. But the Lamar Jackson card will go down. But gold is Tom Brady, not Lamar Jackson. So you're not going to see Tom Brady's $30,000 rookie card go down to 20. You're going to see it go to 50. Okay. Gold, once it hits 20, is not going to come back to 1,800. It's going to go up. It'll go down to 1,800 in the new currency, but that'll be like 50,000. Eventually, we'll probably be able to buy a house with 2 ounces of gold. That's about what'll happen. They'll revalue gold, and it'll be the purchasing power of gold. It won't be priced in U.S. dollars anymore. So right now, it's 1975 U.S. dollars. Down the road, it'll be X amount in some other currency, or you go to the retailer to buy a house, and you go, I got 2 ounces of gold. Hey, here's your house. Oh, an ounce of gold. You just bought a Mercedes. That's what's going to happen. So don't get confused and hung up in the dollars. This is like getting a Jordan rookie card for $500. It's priced down. But once the market, that's what we're waiting for. Once the market takes over gold, believe me, look at oil. It's through the roof because it's manipulated. But you can just see the gold stocks are really just starting to jump. My fear is that the market will crash. And when the market crashes, because the economy is going to crash, then what will happen is you'll see, then the gold stocks will drop. That's what I'm afraid of. They'll drop because people will need money, and the people will go on margin will need money, and they'll sell everything. And that's what's going to cause it. And you can see it's already happening. You got China with the housing market. You got Russia's economies collapsed. The ruble went from 77 to 111, basically collapsed. I have a friend in Russia. I help her out. She says, I went to the store and it was like a frenzy there. I was able to get money and I sent her some money. She was able to get, exchange it for rubles, go to the store. She said, there's no sugar. And it's like a mad thing. She's trying to stock the fridge. And I'm like, well, hopefully this war ends quickly so things can get back to somewhat normal. But so you've got to figure it all out, right? China is collapsing with the housing. Russia's economy is basically collapsed. The amount of money that Putin needs to feed his army and send missiles and everything is expensive. Ukraine is hurting, although their hryvnia is still 30. It's not like the hryvnia has collapsed, but they can't, natural gas is more expensive and corn and wheat that we get from Russia is more expensive. It's the domino effects coming to America. And you see, like gas at the pump went from, I think I was paying $3.29, is now $3.99. It's gone up 70 cents. Will it go back down? Probably, but again, that all helps Putin. But again, it takes money out of your pocket. Except for gold and silver, you have less money to spend because you got to spend more, not only at the pump, but everything that's transported with a truck, anything that uses gas. I don't know how trains, if they're electric or gas, but when they transport, so all the trucks transport the food to Myers and Kroger's, it's going to cost more because it's going to cost the truck more. So now your food's going to be more expensive. The pesticides went up, the wheat and the corn, the prices went up. So all that's going to go up. You only have so much money because in US dollars, the value's dropping. It's going to cost you more to buy these things. Gold and silver, on the other hand, will keep the value and go up, and that's what's going to save us. But with that said, that's the problem. So it's going to come here. It's not here yet. I just went to the grocery store today. It was pretty normal. But I noticed $3.99 for gas. That's the beginning. So you got China collapsing. You got Russia collapsed. And now here comes the U.S. All this heavy, expensive oil and pesticide and wheat and corn going up in price cannot be good. It's going to cost more. And you got these idiots in government printing the Federal Reserve, making that worth less. So they have to print. They will not raise interest rates. So we're all fucked, basically. So please protect yourself. If you can't afford gold, buy silver. I don't know. Now, I have my friend Nick. He keeps wanting to buy Joe Burrow cards. And I keep trying to explain to him. And I apologize, Nick. I'm just trying to use you as an example on our show. So he asked me, well, should I get the Burrow card or this or that? And I'm trying to tell him, buy the Mahomes card. He doesn't get that the Burrow value, he hasn't won the Super Bowl. So Mahomes has. If you're choosing what to buy, you buy Mahomes because his are cheap. You're looking for the best return on investment you can get. What's return on investment? I invest $10 on the Brady rookie card and it's worth $30,000. That's a great return on investment, right? I made $29,900 for my $10 investment. If you spend too much on the Burrow card, will it return more? Or a lower valued Mahomes card? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Mahomes certainly can. Burrow certainly can. They played a good Rams defense and he looked good. That's what you have to look at is, who do you want? So I'm saying take Mahomes. He's already won the Super Bowl and his card value is lower because people are buying Burrow. You're buying Burrow at the wrong time. It's higher. And the Brady rookie cards I bought was after he won the Super Bowl a couple of times. The cards aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there, and that's what I waited. So after I think Brady won 2, I started buying Brady cards, rookie cards, and regular cards. And when you go through, you do a PSA 10 on Tom Brady on eBay, even the regular cards in the set, just the normal Topps Chrome, regular card 307, not numbered. It's all $300-$400 value. It's like Jordan. Any Jordan card, even the Hoops 90 Jordan cards are $200-$300. And all the Brady, just the regular Brady cards are all $200, $300, $400. You get a refractor, boom. And I'll tell you, some of these refractors aren't even numbered and they got a huge value. So keep that in mind. I believe that's my ace in the hole. I got some gold and I want more, but my ace in the hole are my Brady rookie cards, my Jordan second year card, my Montana Rice and Walter Payton rookie cards that look pretty fucking PSA 9 or 10-ish. My Lynn Swan, my Dorsett rookies, Earl Campbell rookies that are freaking really, I don't know. I can't say they're 10s, but they could be, but they're 9s. They are mint because that's how I bought them. I always looked for the mint, gem mint if I could find it. I was very picky about condition because I knew it would come back and rescue me. So that's where I'm at. Those are my aces in the hole. I don't have them graded yet. I don't really know if I trust PSA to grade it and that I get the same card back. So I'm a grader at PSA, right? And here comes the Mantle. Here's a Mantle, third year card, and I look at it and I go, this is a 10, man. This Mantle card, beautiful card. I think I'll keep it. I'll go find another Mantle card that's maybe a 7 or an 8, and I'll grade it and send it to the guy. I'm going to pocket the 10, and then I'm a millionaire. I don't know if that happens there. I don't know if it can happen there. The quality control is somebody being watched and monitored so they can't switch cards. This I don't know. This scares me because, I throw the Rice PSA 10 rookie card that's worth 100 and a quarter, and I get back an 8. I'm going to be pretty pissed off. And believe me, for those cards, I want to be standing behind the grader's shoulder going, give it to 10, man, and give me back my card. So I don't trust that. I don't know. Maybe I can and should, but it's just the nature of the beast that you got to be careful. They don't switch cards on you. And there's no way you can mark the card. You'll ruin the card. An autograph card you could because it's already ruined. As I said, do not get the Jordan rookie card autograph. Get a Jordan's hoop card autograph. Do not get the 86 player Jordan rookie card worth $1 million autograph. You'll kill the value because now it's not a 10. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so treat gold as a collectible as you would a Brady card. As the currency devalues, it goes up. The currency, the difference is Brady's free market, gold's being kept down so that it can be bought. And keep that in mind. Do not get frustrated that it's 1950. Do not get frustrated about Comex, and do not get frustrated. And don't worry about, can I sell it? You'll sell it the way you sell the Brady card. Are you frustrated with your $30,000 Brady card? No, you're going to eat. That's what's beautiful about eBay. That's what I mentioned in the 90s, that the problem with the card industry was it's not like the stock market. So you don't know the values of the cards. That was the biggest concern, is the value of the card. How do I know the value of the card? And then the second thing was, how do I sell it? And so that's really what eBay came into. eBay gave you the value of the card as well as the means to sell it. It made the market liquid. Also makes the gold and silver market liquid. Anybody that turns down an ounce of gold for $20 is clearly out of his mind, doesn't know what he's doing. So keep that in mind. If you do have questions and comments with your friends and family about gold, and they go, I'll never buy gold, just laugh. There's nothing they're not educated. I'm educated in it. I've got a master's in it. Okay. I would never come here and tell my loyal family who buy my football picks and listen to the picks and we talk football and screw them on gold and silver or baseball cards or anything. I am only trying to help and educate. I am the professor. You are my money heist crew. There's no way I would tell you anything that's wrong. Gold will go up a ton. We will all live on an island with our gold. Keep that in mind. Even the silver is going to go through the roof because they've run out. Nobody minds it because it's too cheap. But They use it for solar. They use it for electric batteries. They use it for cell phones, computers. They can't substitute copper or nickel for it. They must use silver. It's a good conductor. It is a coin. It is money. And there's nothing left. So think about something that there isn't any. Think about a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle rookie card. How many are there? 20, 30? Look at the Tris Speaker, 1906, I believe, the one that's worth $10 million that Gretzky had. Think about it. Why? Because it was limited. I don't even think it's a PSA 2 or 6. It's a very low PSA. It's not a great card, but there's only 7 of them or something. So think of it and understand it in those terms. That's what you have here. Gold is very limited, and the demand for gold far exceeds the supply of it, as the same in silver. Keep that in mind. Huge demand, and you know, especially in Europe and Asia and India, they love it. You can buy the jewelry. If you buy the jewelry, like I told you, take the magnet. If the magnet, this isn't a magnet, but if you do this and it sticks, it's not real. Don't buy it. If this repels and it won't stick, like what's happening now, it's real gold. Bring a magnet when you're buying gold to a jeweler and test it. And if it doesn't stick, you can buy it. Keep that in mind. Lesson from the Teaserking. I watched it on some YouTube video, but it works. And I immediately checked all my gold and nothing stuck. So I was really happy. Keep that in mind. We are fighting here. All this shit's going to come back to us. All this Russian war, the Chinese housing market, the Ukraine being bombarded, it's all going to come back to us because we're number one, right? And the Russians aren't going to have the money to spend. They're going to need to make loans that they can't make. They loan out their money, all the stuff. Without Russia, you're taking Russia off the table. It's going to hurt our economy, believe me. And China with the housing market, it's going to hurt the economy. So all this is going to hurt the economy. I expect oil to drop. I don't know if it's because of the war it's so high. It's certainly not limited, so it should settle down and come back down. But don't look for gold to do that, or don't look for silver to do that. There's no reason for it. The more money you print, the more it's worth. So keep that in mind. So gold equals baseball cards. You buy them, you sell them the same way you sell your Tom Brady, your Michael Jordan, your Mickey Mantle. It's the exact same way. An auction, eBay, go to a coin store. If it goes up enough and you lose a little, you buy. I would. This goes to 30 grand. I'd go to the coin guy and I'd say, I want 30 grand for it. Well, I'm going to give you 85%. No, you're going to give me the full amount because good luck finding it. You won't be able to find it when it hits that because the demand will be so huge to push the price up. There won't be any gold left. Once it hits that point, then you name the price. You go to that coin store and the guy says 85%. And you go, no, it's going to be, I want 35,000 for it. And he will pay because he has no other, he can't get it. Once they can't get it, then you've got them by the balls and then you can name the price because they want it. So keep that in mind. So that's how you get rid of the gold, the same as you get rid of the Brady card. What else? So I think that's it. Again, be careful who you buy. Sports cards. Again, my friend Nick with the Joe Burrow card. I get you like Joe Burrow. I like him too. But if you want to buy him, buy just cheap cards at a card show. Do not, spend a lot on him now because that's the risk. He gets hurt. He doesn't win a Super Bowl. The value will go down. Like Lamar Jackson. If you would have bought Lamar Jackson when he got hot, when he was the starter and they went to the playoffs, his cards were probably very expensive. Now they're nothing. Who wants a Lamar Jackson card? He's not going to do anything. Same thing. So this is not the time. This is not the time to buy the Burrow. This is the time to buy the Mahomes. This is the time to buy an Aaron Rodgers. The problem with Rodgers is he only won one Super Bowl. So let's see where he goes. And then Brady's he's won, 25 Super Bowls. So he's there. Just like the Montana card. It's just gold. I'd say they had 82 tops. It's a beautiful card with the pennant. It's the second year. I think it just hit $1,000 for a PSA 10. I swear I bought two for $5 in the 90s, just going through 1982 tops, Joe Montana, beautifully centered, beautiful corners, beautiful card, looked perfect. $2, $3, whatever it was in Beckett, and I bought 2 or 3 of them, and now they're 1,000, and that's what you do. You buy them ungraded, but you got to have the eye, sharp corners, good centering, sharp picture. Look at it in the light. Go like this. See, is there anything there? Is there scratches? Scratches will hurt it. And really, that's what you do, and that's that's the thing. Oh, I'm noticing I haven't had the internet interruption that I've been getting lately, so I feel good about that. But be careful of the cyber attacks the Russians are supposed to be doing. And from what I read from Tesla, they were going to shut down the Russian internet so they couldn't see what's going on, and they were going to somebody was going to shut down the Ukraine internet so they wouldn't see. So, just so be careful. But hopefully this engagement ends soon. At least we get back to some normalcy. Like I said, now I got friends on both sides, and they're both getting screwed over because the Russian economy's gone. Their rubles are 111, and the Ukraine people are getting fired on. My girlfriend's saying, "Oh, there's an air raid." I mean, what the fuck is this? Is 2022 and Putin's missiling small cities in the Ukraine? What the hell's going on? Anyway, so that's that. I just, my heart's heavy with that. And I hope all I can do is send her money. I can't. She's got some gold. If she needs it, just use it and to save your life. If it gets to that, hopefully it doesn't. I don't know. It's a terrible thing. She said the Red Cross was there to let the old and the kids out, right, to get them to safe harbor. And the Russians started shooting at them. Can you believe that shit? So here's Russians shooting at the kids and the old people that the Red Cross is trying to get out. Like they were supposed to open up corridors so they could get out. What the fuck are they shooting them? Why are they shooting any of these people? They're all related. The Russians and Ukrainians are pretty much like cousins and stuff. The Ukrainians go to Moscow for vacation. So, I mean, it's just mind-blowing that they are shooting at each other. Anyway, I can't wait till this ends, and hopefully everybody that I know will be safe. It's terrible. Anyway, so I think I've covered the gold net. Gold should really go. Silver's so cheap. Buy as much. I bought the 20-ounce canister. I mean, it was $600. I think it was 33, so it's $660. I would say buy at least 30 at a time. It's a couple grand. When you think about it, your couple grand, so you spent $2,000 on that, on the silver, right? You get 60 silvers. The $2,000 is only going to be worth $1,000 in a year, and the 60 silvers will be worth $10,000. I mean, it's such a no-brainer because as the value of the dollar drops, the value of the silver and the gold goes up. So it's a lock. I mean, this is what's going to happen. It's not, there's no decision to be made. So again, if you do talk to people and they say, "Oh, I wouldn't buy gold," just remember what Teaserking's teaching you. Ask them why not, if you want to. If you don't, otherwise just walk away. And just we know what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Cincinnati and the plus 10.5 in the Super Bowl is a W. We knew it was a W, and it was a W. We know silver and gold are going up, up, up. We know it. It's not a guess. We know that's what has to happen as the dollar loses value, which has to happen because you're printing it. You cannot raise interest rates because of the debt. You watch. They won't raise. Maybe they'll raise it a quarter, and then they'll say, "Oh, okay, everything's fine." I doubt that because of the debt. They won't raise it. It'll kill the stock market and it'll kill the economy, and they don't want that to happen. So they'd rather have the inflation and blame the greedy businesses than raise interest rates and kill the economy and kill the stock market and kill the housing market. It's going to be killed anyway, but they don't want to raise rates to do it. So of the two choices, they just going to keep printing. They got to print for Social Security and Medicare and all that too, and all the $1,500 checks. They got to keep printing to so we can have socialism and the welfare state here, which doesn't work. But this is our I'm giving you the answer to the riddle. How do you save yourself in this situation? Because they don't want the dollar. They want us to be digital, and they got to blow up the dollar. And that's what they're doing, is they're blowing up the dollar so they can reset it to digital, and be very careful, because then they track every move you make. And it's like your emails, right? You go on Gmail or Yahoo and you do emails. It's the same thing. They know exactly what you're doing. They know what websites. All of a sudden you're going, I want to go to Amsterdam. All of a sudden all these ads for Amsterdam come up. It's just insane. So just be very careful with that. I don't know. We're being watched, but gold and silver will protect us for time being. I don't know how long it'll protect us, but I think if you can get a good 30, 40 ounces of gold, and you should be able to buy a couple, $500-600 ounces of silver, at least 1,000 ounces of silver, as much as you can at 27. It probably cost you about $30 an ounce. Get as much as you can. Just every paycheck, buy $200 worth, and just keep. It's nice and addicting. You have 50, and then you have 100, and then you have 150, then you have 200, and you're like, yeah, I want more. So it's a nice little hobby to get. I remember I had the Highland Mint, so I had 37 ounces of silver, and I didn't care, because it was like I had an Emmett Smith, and I had Michael Jordan and Barry Sanders and Gretzky and Lemieux, Highland Mints. And I didn't even buy it for the silver. I think I paid $15 a coin back in the 90s, just because I like coins. And then it was Gretzky. So it was, it was Lemieux, it was Jordan. So it was like a double. And now, so I got 37 ounces of silver, but they're all worth more than the silver. So if you see regular silver at 35 an ounce, when you got Jordan silver coin, it's worth $75. So the Highland Mints are worth more than the regular silver, because you get the double, you get the silver, but you get the Jordan part of it too. So that makes more demand and makes more value. The only thing I don't understand is the two-tone. So there was a two-tone like Emmett Smith. So it's silver, and then there's a little bit of gold on his face. So it's like they were called two-tones. So it's a gold overlay. And what I don't know is how much gold is on the overlay. And again, I got like 30 of these. So probably not a lot on one, but when you have 30 of them, maybe I got a quarter ounce of gold to boot, which a quarter ounce of gold is $500. So I might have an extra 500 because of the gold overlay on it. But I can't get that answer. I can't get the Highland Mint. I can't get anything. So anyway, that's lessons learned. Any questions or comments, please write them so I can answer them directly to you. If not, go to www.teaserking.com. Please feel free to email me. I get plenty of email questions, and I answer them very quickly. And again, Nick, you asked me about the burro. Here's an example. He says, do I buy the autograph burro or the other one? The autograph one's like $1,500, and the other one's, $100. And I don't see the thing with card collecting. You've got to like the player, and you got to like the look of the card. So the Bowman Chrome Brady, I love the card. I love Brady, but the card's beautiful. So it's like the Zenith Z teams in the early 90s. They were beautiful cards. They were one of the most beautiful cards I ever saw. So I got a Rice and a Montana and Barry Sanders and Favre. but they were gorgeous cards. So I got them because I liked the cards. So you've got to like the cards. You've got to like the player. You've got to buy them because it's like buying a painting. You've got to like it. You don't buy it. I mean, maybe you buy a Picasso because it's a Picasso, but you've got to like it. And if you like it, then like I got a Van Gogh copy. It was $10. Not a Van. It's not a. It's not worth anything. But I bought two that I really liked. I said these are real pretty, and I like it, and I bought them. And that's how you got to do baseball cards. And that you got to get a nice card that you like, and it's a player you like, and you hold it. And if you had no value, you'd still like it, or a very small value. That's how you got to buy it, as if you like it. So, I mean, if to me, if you like the Burrow rookie cards, I wouldn't pay more for a 10 as much as go to a card show, see the rookie card. Beckett will have it really cheap, and you can negotiate. The best way to negotiate with the dealer, say, what's your best price? I would say that with a good look on my face, going, what's your best price? He knew I was a buyer because I'd been there. So if it was $30, he'd give it to me for 15, depending how much he needed the money. These guys, like when I went, I was trying to buy. I didn't need the money. When these dealers are there, some of them need the money. And if they need, a $10 sale helps them, then off we go. And so they'll sell it to you for $10. So that's how you buy it. So when you go to a card show, look for the card you want and then say, what's your best price to the dealer? And he'll know you want to buy, and then he'll give you a price that he needs that will fit into what he needs to sell it for. So anyway, I think that's about it on this subject. So again, your gold is going to go through the roof because it's price fixed. It's not market like the Brady card or the Mantle card, but it's going to explode. This war is another way of helping the inflation, and everything's going to go boom. And don't be afraid of gold. It's extremely valuable. For some reason in America, it's not being taught. So they're just ignoring it. So people don't know to buy it. They don't see the value in it. And it's crazy. In Europe, everybody wants. In India, everybody wants. But here, for some reason, everybody wants to buy stock or a house thinking, well, that'll save me, or Bitcoin. But if you notice, they all want to get out of dollars. They just want to buy a house, or they want to buy Bitcoin instead. I don't know how many people buy Bitcoin, or if it's just the Tesla guy and a few other Russians who buy it versus the average person like me and you. I don't know. But I don't know any of it. I'd rather buy gold and Tom Brady cards. Just because I don't know what Bitcoin is. I got to know what it is and understand it. And I get the concept, but it's not money. It's certainly not you can't replace gold. There's no replacement. It's like replacing Brady. Nobody's replacing Brady, right? So you're not replacing gold, especially with something that nobody knows what it is. Now they can call it the new gold or crypto gold or whatever. Call it that, but that's not what the reality is. That's not what it is. So you can call it what you want, but what the reality is what the reality is. Anyway, I think that wraps up the show. I want to still do the shows even though football's over. So I just wanted to do a touch point and just talk about what's going on, but anyway, that's it. So let's hope that this war ends very soon and my friends stay alive. And, I don't know I'm very helpless. I can't fly there. She can't fly here. I can't get her to Poland or Romania. So I just don't, all I can do is send her money, but I don't even know if she can get the ATM and go to the grocery store. So she needs to do that. So it's very, very frustrating. So I don't know. I hate feeling helpless like this. We need to steal Putin's gold, and then he'll give up. You want your gold back and the war. I need the professor in Tokyo. All right, everybody. Well, have a wonderful weekend. Just be careful. All the shit's hitting the fan. We're going to get just crushed with these new high prices on oil and fertilizer and that. Hello, Michael Holmes. Always enjoy listening to you. Drop gems. Thanks. You're welcome, Michael. That's why I do it. I'm trying to help. I want people to understand that this is class. This is not, oh, pay me. I'm going to have a class and everybody pay me $100 and I'll teach you. This is far more valuable. I do not want to charge. I want to help. And if you know me, you kind of can feel that from the football. That's what it is. But Michael, I don't know if you can afford gold, and I don't want to tell you to buy it if you can't, but I would buy as much silver as you can, and then so you don't have to buy ounces of gold. Last weekend, I bought 2 1-ounce maple leaves for $19.50, and then I bought a 1/4 ounce. It was a gold bar. It was actually like a little, like a 1/4 ounce gold bar, US. So gold bars or gold coins are the same. You're buying an ounce of gold, a 1/4 ounce. But what I'm saying is you can buy a 1/10 of an ounce, you can buy a 1/4 of an ounce. So you can buy a 1/10 of an ounce of gold for $250. When gold hits 40 grand, it'll be worth 10,000. You paid $250 for it. Or you can buy the 1/4 ounce, which is 500, or the 1/2 ounce, which is 1,000. So as gold goes up, so you have a 1/2 ounce. So you can buy what you can afford, but silver's so cheap at $25 an ounce. So you pay 32, 33. It's so cheap. You cannot go wrong. It's such a no-brainer. What's that? Dinner's $60, $70, unless it's with Carmen. And Carmen will buy $40 drinks. Carmen's my Romanian friend. I take her out, and then she buys these $20 drinks, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" She buys 3 drinks. It's $60. I'm like, "You're killing me." Dinner with Carmen's $120, or you can buy 4 ounces of silver with it and not have Carmen's company. I'm into crypto big time. If you've made a lot of money, I would take profit as if it's a casino. So if you play blackjack or craps or baccarat or roulette or poker, when you gamble or stock market, take your profit. I hope you do that. It's the only way to win at it. You eventually have to take your profit because you're going to have a low. So in your crypto, take your profit and turn it into gold and silver. You can keep some, but just remember, you're probably in it because it's going up. You go, I'm going to make money with it. But I don't know what it is, okay? It's not a coin. It's not gold. See, this I have. I know the value. This isn't gold. This is a euro. But you know this is a 20 euro. You don't know what it is. So my advice on that, Michael, is take your profit. So in other words, you bought it for 20 grand. It's worth 80 grand. Take 40 grand, sell it. You still are in crypto, and go buy gold and silver with it. Go buy a Mickey Mantle card or Michael Jordan or whoever you like, Kobe Bryant. Go buy a nice rookie card for 10 grand, PSA 10. And that way you've made your money. But we don't know what's happening now. If you're in Bitcoin, what if this new thing comes out and Bitcoin goes to zero because now the new crypto comes out? That's unknown, right? There's not going to be a new gold, and there's not going to be a new silver, and there's not going to be another Michael Jordan or, okay, LeBron, but he's not Michael Jordan, or Kobe or Mantle or Mays or Hank Aaron. There's not. That's it. They're there. So you know they're there. You know it's gold. So that's all I'm saying. So be very careful. There could be another Bitcoin. And I know they're coming out with these other blockchains and everything else. But again, I don't know what it is. I don't know why people are running to it because they don't want the dollar. Don't be in the dollar. The dollar's collapsing. Okay. They want it to collapse. They want us to be slaves, and they want to control us with the digital currency. So that's why people are into crypto, but I don't know that it's not gold. So, and I get you understand. So just to protect yourself, take some profit, buy some gold and silver with it. I hope you made a lot of money with it. To me, it's an investment's an investment. If you can buy something for 10 and it's worth 100, I don't care what it is. But just be smart. When I first started playing blackjack, I was 21 in Las Vegas, and my uncle from Toronto was there, and he was a professional gambler, so he taught me. And one of the things he taught me is you profit. So we would start with $5 blackjack, and as I won, I increased the bet, and I won 13 hands in a row. I made $250, and he's standing there, and it was unbelievable. We kept winning, and we kept increasing the bet. He was doing my betting. I didn't know what was going on, except for I knew I was winning, and I knew I was increasing the bet. But the point was, we took our profit. And in anything you do in life, Michael, all I can tell you is take your profit. If it's Bitcoin, if it's anything, gold, silver, baseball cards, at some point, take your profit. Now, a Jordan rookie is not going to go down. It's worth $1 million. It's going to be worth $2 million. Same with the Mantle. Same with the Jordan, the Kobe's, the Brady's. They're not going to go down in value. Montana, Rice, you're fine with it. It's a different thing. It's not really, it's like a Picasso. You buy a Picasso, you're not worried about it going down. So just keep that in mind. Take some profit and go make a ton on gold and silver because they're so cheap right now. And I know they're controlled, and that's the problem. People are going, well, why hasn't it gone up? And how do I sell it? So it's just like baseball cards. That's the thought of the theory of this whole video is it's the same as baseball cards. How do you get rid of the Brady? How do you get rid of the Jordan? And it's being fixed, so it's down, but the fixing can't hold. It'll eventually go. So I think you understand. But for everybody else, it's key to take your profit. And in Bitcoin, if you're in Bitcoin, whatever crypto you're in, I hope you make a lot of money. I'm not against it. I just don't understand it. I hope you make a lot of money with it, but take your profit. That's the best way to survive is taking your profit. So anyway, I don't. Any other comments, Michael? While you got me, please feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to end. I just did one on the NFL, but I wanted to split them up. So how you pick next year's games, what you look for was the first video. And then I wanted to do this Bitcoin and gold from what happened today. Trying to explain gold to somebody is like trying to explain why you would buy a Tom Brady card. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I own currency. Well, there was not a lot I could say after he said he owns US dollars. I was like, okay, I feel sorry for you. And he thought he was doing the right thing. So I don't know. All right, anybody, have a great weekend. My heart's heavy for people in the Ukraine. I hope they survive and get out of it. And I hope the war ends with no more casualties. And my heart's heavy. So again, definitely hoping and praying that they survive. And I hope it doesn't come here. And my friends in Romania are getting scared because they're on the border. And, who knows? This Putin guy is out of his mind. So let's all pray for that. So anyway, have a nice weekend. And good luck to everybody. Be healthy. Be happy. Nope, learned a lot from you. Oh, I'm glad, Michael. That's what I'm here for. Again, go to www.teaserking.com. You'll get my email, and feel free to email me with any questions or comments. So that's what I'm here for. But I'll try to do at least once a week so people can get tuned in. I tend to do it during the week, but it was a nice, relaxing day, and I hadn't done a video in probably since the Super Bowl. So I thought it was right after the Super Bowl. So I did a video to recap the Super Bowl and then talk about the inflation and everything. So anyway, have a great day. And I'm very happy that you are on, and I was able to teach them, Michael. That's my goal. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you very much.